One fascinating thing about ghosts is they are tricky to pin down. Though we searched through lunchtime and afternoon break, we found no trace of the spook. Nothing poked its head out of the portables and said boo. Nothing floated around the maternity room, dragging chains behind it. But our time wasn't wasted. Benny and I laid plans for tonight's ghost hunting trip and did what we could to prepare. Benny pointed out as we locked the maternity room behind us. It's not every day you get a universal key just after someone dares you to enter a locked room. No fooling, I said. We are the luckiest guys at school, Benny beamed. Yeah, so lucky that we have to face down a ghost. I paced, lucky or not, we better deliver. Relax, Carlos. I relax when we solve this and everything's back to normal. Principal Johnson isn't big on failure, not when the fate of the school is at stake. Benny had no answer for that one, but a serious look. As a safety measure, Mrs. Johnson had closed down the portables and sent those students in the library and other classrooms and roped off the area. Nothing interfered with our search, so naturally the ghosts were as shy as a forest fawn at the fiesta. Worries chased each other around and around my brain. Would we survive our ghostly encounter tonight? If we failed, would our friends be stuck in a coma forever? And would Mrs. Johnson leave us detention until Benny and I were all at toothless? Since we weren't having much luck with our search, we decided to pay an after-school visit to Esme and her mom. Esme claimed to be an expert in the supernatural. Maybe we could learn something from her that would keep us safe and coma-free. And we tackled Tyler's death there. And we figured her mom's a so-called monster maker might also know a thing or two about ghosts. Benny and I headed over to my house first because that's where the good snacks were. Angelica, I called as we banged through the front door. We are home. Bang! The door slammed behind us. Carlos, my grandma called from the living room. Sorry, one of these times I actually remembered to close the door quietly. Probably around the time I learned to speak Ukrainian, won the lottery, and had my own spaceship. Abuelita turned down the ska music she'd been blasting through the house. She asked about school. I gave her the highlights, leaving out the comas and hauntings. No need to worry her. Are you boys hungry? She asked. I cut off Benny before he could make a request. No, but someone else is. Will you mind baking something we can take to a new students in our class? My abuela smiled. Carino, that's so sweet of you to make a new student feel welcome. I couldn't quite bring myself to admit that we were only trying to see if the new student was behind the freaky happenings at school. So I said, de nada. Then Benny went to the bathroom. I helped Abuelita prepare cake batter. So, how's that doing? I asked, my mouth suddenly dry. She glanced up from beating eggs into a mixing bowl. Just fine, how do you mean? Oh, I added sugar into another bowl and tried to calm my heartbeat. He seemed kind of bummed about Mom and the whole LA situation. Mijo, Abuelita fixed me with wise eyes. A flowery hand caressed my cheek. Don't worry, this is a hard time for them, but it won't last forever, you see. I wish I felt her optimism. As Benny returned, I dropped the subject, but the heaviness in my heart remained. Before long, my abuela had whipped up a batch of seriously awesome cupcakes with Mexican chocolate frosting. Of course, Benny and I had to sample one or two. Can't give away substandard treats after all. We packed the cupcakes into a pink cake box, added a ribbon, and set out for the Idol's house. Benny and I had found the address by entering Esme's phone number from our class list into a reverse directory website that his detective dad used. I wanted to brag to someone about our math research deals, but somehow managed to restrain myself. After a 10-minute walk, we ended up in front of a tidy Spanish-style house with a red-tiled roof. A prius with a proud parent of an honor student bumper sticker waited in the driveway. Rose bushes lined up the front of the house. It looked about as scary as a kindergartner's vampire costume. "This is the home of someone who makes monsters," I said. Benny shrugged. "Even the force of evil is like a cozy crib." I rang the doorbell. After a short wait, the door swung open. Yeah, just like at school, Esme was in black tennis, black skirt and tights, black hoodie. The only hint of color was a purple strip in her straight black hair. "We come bearing cupcakes," said Benny, thrusting the box forward. She raised an eyebrow. "How jolly, we're not buying any." "No," I said, "it's a gift. Kind of a welcome to our school thing." Esme frowned. Maybe she hadn't been welcomed very often. "Who is it, honey?" called a woman's voice from inside the house. "Boys from school," said Esme, "and cupcakes. Aren't you going to invite them in?" Wordlessly, Esme padded into the house, leaving the door open. Bunny and I stepped into an entryway that seemed straight from one of those premier house TV shows. The tile floor was spotless. The artwork was tasteful. The magazines on the side table had been positioned using a ruler and T-square. It looked more like a fancy hotel for robots than a home for humans. "Welcome," a dark-haired woman abandoned her laptop computer in a side room and came to greet us. Her makeup was as perfect as her smile. "I'm Esme's mother, Yvonne Edor." Apparently someone had been a bit too generous with the Y's when she'd been born. Benny and I introduced ourselves and handed her the cupcakes. After ushering us into the family room, Mrs. Edor went to fetch dessert plates and napkins. Esme sat at one end of the spotless tan couch, tongue peeking from a corner of her mouth as she drew on a sketch pad. "So, nice house." I took a seat at the far end of the sofa. Bunny sank into an armchair. "It's okay," she said. Glancing over, I noticed she was shading in a particularly gruesome scene. "Nice zombie. Looks like he's really enjoying those brains." Her dark stare was as flat and direct as a 2x4 to the face. "Why are you here?" "To welcome you," said Benny. "You know, like friendly people do." Esme snorted. "Funny," she said. "No, really, why are you here?" At the moment, Mrs. Ida saved us by returning with plates and cupcakes. I was already kinda full, but I made the sacrifice and ate one anyways. Politeness is my middle name. After she served everyone, Esme's mother perched in an armchair and cut into her treat using a knife and fork. With her wire-rimmed glasses, casually stout, stylish clothes, and friendly attitude, she seemed like the cool mom on a Disney Channel show. So she said, "You boys are in Esme's class. She never mentions you." "We are pretty boring," said Bunny. "Yeah," I said, "not half as interesting as what's been going on lately." Esme's mom took a dainty bite of her cupcake. "Science fair projects?" "The one thing," said Bunny. Esme stayed focused on her drawing. Mrs. Ida patted her lips with a napkin. "Ah yes, those putting people into a coma. Esme mentioned something about that." She seemed so calm, like we were discussing cool age choices for parents' night. I glanced at Bunny, unsure how to proceed. Esme made it sound like you guys have had some experience with the supernatural, said Bunny. Our classmate snorted again, and her mom threw a tinkling laugh. "You might say it's a family tradition," said Mrs. Udall. "Huh?" I said. "Yeah, I'm real smooth. She means our family had been working with spooks, monsters, and ghosts for over 150 years," said Esme. "Okay, we'd be expecting there might be a little truth to Esme's claim, but not this." I don't know if my mouth fell open as far as Bunny's, but his was wide enough to catch a whole swarm of flies, with room left over for a California condor. "You are what now?" I said. "It's no secret," said Esme's mom. "Since my great-great-grandfather's day, the Eagles have been serving scientists and others." "Others?" Bunny choked out. Mrs. Eagle lifted a shoulder. "Certain people who experiment with the supernatural. We always say can't make a monster without a eagle." Esme finished with her. Just then, I had a major duh moment. I've heard Esme and her mom pronounce the last name Eagle with the accent on the last syllable. But I remember a movie where someone with a similar name helped a mad scientist. "Eagle," I said, like Frankenstein's eagle. Esme rolled her eyes and went back to her drawing. Her mom tutted. "That poor man," she said. "The movies were so inaccurate. It was embarrassing. They made it seem like what he did was wrong." "Fancy that," said Bunny in a strangled tone. She loaded another small bite of cupcake onto her fork. "So that's why we Eagles changed the family name a bit. People just didn't understand." "Small minds," I said, while my brain screamed Dr. Frankenstein and Eagle were real. "Exactly," said Mrs. Eagle. Bunny stared. I knew the same thought was racing through both our minds. Was this monster-loving and family behind the haunting at our school? I munched some cupcakes to give myself time to think. Then, as casually as possible, I said, "So are you carrying on the family tradition here in Monte Rosa?" Mrs. Eagle sighed. "I was for 2 weeks, but then my employer and I had some differences of opinion." "Differences?" Her lips pursed. "He was reckless, unprofessional, taking things too fast." "Sloppy work produced sloppy monsters," said Bunny. Precisely, said Mrs. Edward. Plus, I found out his health benefits didn't include dental, and that's a deal breaker. Mm-hmm. Esme seconded, not looking up from her sketch. My mind raced, so Mrs. Edward had been here only 2 weeks, working for some monster maker. Maybe Esme's mom wasn't behind the trouble at our store, but she might know who was. Who did you work for? I asked. Mrs. Eagle smiled faintly. Sorry, eagles don't kiss and tell. Now people are going into coma, said Bunny. Please? She wiped her mouth, dropped her napkin onto her plate, and shook her head. Professional ethics. We break the code of silence, and next thing you know, it's all villagers with torches storming the castle. But the hunting, I said, is definitely not the work of my former employer, said Mrs. Edor. He has no interest in girls. She stood. Esme, will you show our friends out? I have a Skype interview to prepare for. She politely shook hands with us and made her exit. Esme sighed, laying aside her sketch pad. You're so not my friends. Don't worry, sunshine, said Bunny. Nobody's putting you on BFF's speed dial. But as she hustled us out of the house, I couldn't help feeling a stab of sympathy for Miss Minigroff. Couldn't be much of a home life, moving from place to place. Well, your mom did creepy work for a variety of nut job. See you in school, I said to Esme at the door. Sure thing, she said, unless some creature of the night paralyzes you and sucks out your innards like a meat milkshake. And on that cheery note we left.